We are here today with the glamorous Helen Talbot of Ellen Designs. She's going to take us through her world of high fashion, her design inspiration, and what quality she infuses in her very amazing red carpet dresses. Welcome to set, Helen.
Thank you so much, Sheena.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you here and thank you for coming.
Oh wow, you look so lovely. And your studio is gorgeous as your designs.
Thank you so much. You're welcome and feel at home.
Thank you so much. I have to ask,
Yes, please.
what inspired you to start designing? How did it all begin?
My mission and vision statement, as you can see from my logo, is glam, style and class. So whenever I'm designing anything, I keep my focus on that. I have to make sure that every piece that I put out there is classy and it has glam in it, and the style has to be outstanding.
You have to say glam again.
Yes.
Say glam again. Glam, style,
and class.
fantastic.
So those three things guide me whenever I'm making any item, be it a simple item or a high-end item, red carpet item. Class, glam and style has to be in it.
I mean, tell me your journey through your design process. The prints. I've seen your prints and they're amazing, as we'll just see shortly on our lovely model. You have very unique prints, you have very unique textures and fabrics. Where do you source your fabrics from? How do you incorporate the different prints? And do you have a fixed look or palette when it comes to the design frame, like for example female wear, or do you do across the board for male and female?
I do across the board for male and female. I'll start with your last part,
okay,
so that I don't forget it. I do across the board for both, for the male and female. And starting last year, I started focusing more on high-end. By high-end, I don't mean in terms of prices. I mean in terms of events. I focus more on events.
Not in terms of prices, but the events.
Yes,
okay.
I focus more on events,
Okay.
red carpet, bridal wear, evening wear, bridesmaids wear, occasional wear, I would say. That's where I've shifted my focus from into. But when I started initially, I was doing more of Ankara, but I used to infuse occasional wear here and there. But now from last year, I decided to go full blast into occasional wear. So my design process is mainly guided by, like I say, the three things: class, style and glam. So when I choose fabric, it has to be classy. You have to choose fabric that will bring in the class.
Yeah.
You have to look at the quality. Quality is everything to me. And I want to be known for delivering the best quality in terms of stitching, in terms of fabric, in terms of aesthetic.
I have to say, this is very visible in your clothing.
Oh, thank
because when people talk about Kenyan fashion, the first thing is, oh, I cannot buy because of the quality.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
this is a discussion that is featured. And now I understand that I can get beautiful, glamorous pieces.
And made to the T.
Wow, custom
Quality.
fit to my body type.
Yes.
Because this is the next question, isn't it?
Yes.
Clothing for body types.
Yes.
This is beautiful.
And that is why I've decided to stick to couture dresses, made to measure. I don't want to go, I've always thought, I've toyed with the idea of doing ready to wear. But for me, given what I do and given my passion and what I want to make, I prefer to do more of made to measure, because I get to capture you in your own beauty, the way you are, without adding or subtracting anything. But you see, when I do ready to measure, it means I'm putting people in a pool. Like I take a bunch of people and say, you're all size 12. You can be size 12, but with your own challenges.
Amazing.
So I would love to walk with you through your challenges and through your strengths, to meet you at a point where you feel like this dress is personalized.
So Ellen Designs is our best friend for all occasions.
Yes.
From my red carpet to my wedding to what else, Ellen? An evening dinner?
We also do occasional wear. We also do like uniforms for corporate. So
I see the businesswoman in you now.
Thank
It's
you.
coming through. It's coming through. This is
It's channeling
amazing.
through.
So functional fashion.
Yes,
functional quality
yes,
fashion for us glamorous girls out there that want glam, style, and quality that we can relate to. We come to Ellen Designs. So Ellen, I have to ask you,
Yes,
I have seen your beautiful pieces that I'm crazy about on international pageants, yes, and platforms with our beauty queens and Miss Universe. Let's just talk about that for a minute. How
Yes.
was that experience? And
It was, I would love to say it was a humbling experience. No, it wasn't.
what happened?
I mean, it was one of my proudest moments in my life.
Okay.
As a business person, you always want to scale the heights and you want to be like the best and at the top of the
true.
market.
Very true.
This was it was an honor, I would call it, to be chosen to be the designer to do the final dress for Miss Universe on the final stage of Miss Universe World.
Amazing. And where was this?
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Can you imagine?
So Kenyan fashion
Like
reigning
my
in Atlanta.
design stepped on that stage before I could even fly myself to that to the US. You know, it meant so much. It was such a very humbling experience for me and my family. I would say, seeing my name on that stage, I mean, that could be
Amazing.
God. That could only be God.
And for the viewers who haven't had a chance to look at Ellen Designs, I want to show you a beautiful piece by Helen Talbot, and you cannot believe. I saw it. I saw this backstage. The green is beautiful.
Emerald green.
The flow is beautiful. I want you to take us through this gorgeous dress.
Okay.
And yeah, the classic finish. It's fantastic.
I
So-
love the way you keep on mentioning the finish because I'm very big on that.
You're
I'm
very big on the finish.
finishing.
This is amazing.
Very big on finishing.
Standards in the fashion industry.
Yes, it means a lot.
Quality standards
Yes.
for you. Okay, so wow, gorgeous.
Her smile.
Gorgeous.
I'll start with the smile.
Yes, yeah, that too. The African
It
queen.
complements the design very well.
Okay.
One thing that I look at is to accentuate and bring to light your best features when I'm designing. Like for her, you can tell that her facial features are very prominent. So I left the top part of the dress
Right.
open so that it
Neckline.
could lead to her face. Because a good design is not supposed to cover you up, but it's supposed to help you bring out the beauty in you. So her flat tummy, her beautiful face, some nice hourglass figure. I wanted to bring that out. And the colors, as you can see, the colors blend in so well with her skin tone. And that was what I wanted to bring out with this beautiful.
It's really amazing, your story, and I love your story. It's a story of the warrior and delivering through class, glam, quality, yes, style, conquering the fashion industry and doing business. I have to ask, who's your mentor? What inspires you? I mean, tell us what's in your...
I have a couple of mentors who impact me directly. I have one in the fashion industry.
Okay.
Her name is Akinyi Odongo. When I was fresh in the fashion industry, she walked me through the process of doing fashion as a business, understanding fashion as a business, and I do appreciate her, and I do appreciate the efforts that she put in to see me stand where I stand today. I have my mother, who's one of my biggest, she's the woman who's made me into who I am today, not just by being my mother. She used to be a tailor, and that's where I got my inspiration from. That's where I learned the trade from. So I really give it up to her. She's one of my biggest mentors.
To young designers coming up, and you know there's a lot of competition in the industry, there's a lot of this and that. What advice would you give? And do you mentor any young designers yourself?
I mentor a lot of young designers, of course, but there are those ones that I haven't met face to face. There's one that I'm mentoring through WhatsApp because of the distance.
Yes.
Her name is Connie Onyango. We talk quite often. When she has questions, she asks, and I try as much as I can to answer with the best of my knowledge. It's a good feeling to see women empowering women and to see women uplifting women.
Isn't it?
To demystify the narrative that is going around that we are our own worst enemies. We are not. We actually have women who uplift other women.
There you
My
go.
accountability partner, I have an accountability partner. It's a woman. Her name is Judith Njoga. We actually make calls every day. We actually talk on a daily basis. I tell her the challenges and the ups and downs of my business. My prayer partner is a woman.
Amazing.
Eve Bahati.
Amazing.
I have a couple of prayer women around me who pray for me day and night, who stand in the gap for me. I will call it that. They stand in the gap for me whenever I'm going through something. There'll be the people who will be like, Helen, I'm praying for you.
A solid network.
I'm surrounded by powerful women.
I have to ask, Ellen, what challenges have you faced in the industry?
Wow.
Coming in, and being a very strong woman, and a woman in business, and, trailblazing in an industry that wasn't there, because the red carpet market was South African, was China. So ideally you have clients that are not fully aware that, I can go to Ellen and get this. What challenges did you get?
First of all, one of the biggest challenges is and was pricing. For the Kenyan market, Kenyan people to understand that couture items and bespoke items cost slightly more because of the process and the quality and the standards.
The detailing.
And the detailing.
Definition of what is bespoke.
Yes, for them to come to understand that. But they're slowly understanding that and appreciating that.
Amazing.
But it has taken us long and it has been a painful process for them to understand how we price. Because they will go like, for that item. But there are people who understand the process that goes into hand beading, hand stitching, hand selection, like you select for one client.
Fashion.
You don't buy rolls of fabric for everybody else. Like this one client, you fuel your car or you take your time to go out and search for fabric for them. At times it takes a whole day, at times it takes 2 days, and then those clients that I have to fly out of the country.
This is amazing.
To get the item, they appreciate in terms of costing when I tell them this item costs this much.
This leads me to the question of business and impact, because I see a young brand that has grown and exploded into this amazing cycle, impacting lives and creating jobs. Could you tell us about, your production and what goes behind this? And it's amazing that you're working and training Kenyans, and it's amazing that you offer solutions on both sides. You employ, train and educate. At the same time, you provide amazing solutions of a one-stop shop for a girl like me who loves fashion, us girls, fabulous date fashion last minute and customized.
When I started this business, I didn't see myself getting this far. When you're starting, it's a bit shaky.
Before you believe in yourself,
you don't have finances, you don't know how it's going to work out, you don't know whether you're going to go back to employment.
Right.
Because you have people doubting you, and there's so many voices from within and from without. So before I could get to this point, it was a bit challenging, but I thank God that now I've employed families.
Amazing.
I'm putting food on people's tables. I'm paying bills. It's quite an honor. And when you sit down and you think of it at the end of the day, you can only say, thank you, God, that I'm able to do this, that people can actually wake up in the morning and look up to this place and say, I'm going to get my bread and butter from that place.
Very true.
It's a very humbling experience.
Very true.
Yeah.
I can't help but notice, I walked through your studio and I noticed it's mostly male dominated. People tell me, Sheena, no fashion, people see the frivolous in fashion. People see the ease in fashion. It's like, it's a woman's thing. But I love what you represent today, because you represent the impact of fashion. You represent the business of fashion. You represent that fashion is cross-gender and not frivolous. Darlings, I have to say, Helen, it was amazing being here today.
Thank you.
I feel like it was a world of wealth, and thank you for giving us a VIP in-look into you. I can't wait to see you on mega runways. I believe Ellen Designs.
Very
yes!
soon. Ellen to the world. We've already stepped into Atlanta. We are looking into going in Vietnam very soon.
Amazing.
To Miss Universe Kenya. She's going to Vietnam for Miss Charm TV very soon.
That's beautiful.
So Ellen is going to be on the runway again.
Oh!
I can't wait. So very soon,
an amazing
we'll be seeing
mentor.
Ellen on Paris.
Oh,
New York
Paris?
Fashion
Yes.
Week, God willing.
Yes, yes, but not God willing, with the steady and grace that you have succeeded, so shall the future be.
Amen.
Thank you so much,
Amen.
Ellen, for having. I have to
Thank
give
you.
you a hug.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you for the wonderful interview.
Forward to your
Thank you.
success. And people, there you go. A lovely day with a gorgeous, amazing Helen Tolbert.